First morning out of the van. There's the van. There's the dog eating grass. There's the morning dance. Cool. There's the hearse still. Hey,
hello!
everyone!
No, like, be excited.
Hello!
It is
Wednesday, October 6th.
which means we have officially been living in the van for 1 week. We're gonna talk about it and tell you about that.
Great. We're still in Texas.
We've driven hours almost every day, and we're still in Texas.
I think we've put almost 2,000 miles on the van.
And we're still in Texas.
But not for long.
So right now we're at Paladero Canyon. But let's back up and talk about what we were doing last week.
We left Austin and spent the night in the middle of central Houston in an abandoned parking lot next to a hearse.
So we didn't want to go back to Houston. Not never. It's not like immediately. But AT&T
Threatened to charge us $150 for unreturned merchandise that they said they didn't need.
And that's not what this video is about. But when we canceled AT&T, we said, do you need us to return the box? And they said no. We said, are you sure? We do not need to return the box. They said, we are sure. You do not need to return the box. And the next day,
After we left Houston.
they sent us an email saying we had to return the box. So I went back to Houston to return the box. Which is why we spent the first night in a parking lot in Edo next to an abandoned hearse.
But it was also next to Equal Parts Brewery, and that was a lot of fun.
We signed up for Harvest Host. Tell them about Harvest Host, Jason.
Are we sponsored? There's a couple services we found. Harvest Host is one of them. We pay $100 for an annual subscription, and there's a couple thousand breweries and wineries and museums and stuff like that around the country, and they'll let you stay on their property for free. Agreement being you come in and buy a couple drinks or something like that. So we stayed in an Equal Parts Brewery, left early in the morning. We were going towards Fort Worth, but we only made part of the way there, and we stopped at 4C Market and Farm. What's it called?
It's a farm.
Yeah.
They had chickens and horses and cows. Thumper had never seen any of those animals.
Yes.
He does not like them.
But they had a fun store, and I had a frozen apple pie, which was really good. Drink, not a frozen apple pie, which probably wouldn't be very good.
And we spent the next night at an alpaca farm.
They have like 50 alpacas.
There were
and
so many alpacas.
we learned a lot about going to alpaca competitions, alpaca shows. This woman takes her alpacas to a bunch of contests all around the state throughout the year, and they won a bunch of awards, and it's different categories, brown and white and smooth hair and curly hair. I don't know. You can pet them, and they're not dangerous because they only have teeth on the bottom.
I feel like this is boring. What did we do after the alpaca farm? We went to Lake Arrowhead State Park,
did do that.
and it was okay. I went on a run, and I almost got sprayed by a skunk.
What did we do there?
We went swimming, and Thumper went swimming for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's never gone swimming before.
Voluntarily.
He voluntarily went out into the water, and he got to the deep part, and he started swimming, and it was so exciting!
And he lasted about 3 minutes. From there, we went to Caprock Canyon.
It was so pretty, and no one was there, and there were a bunch of bison, and there were a lot of prairie dogs. So on Monday, we went on a big hike. It was Thumper's first big hike, and he did so well.
He did better
He
than
did
me.
so well. We were so impressed with him.
But it was a beautiful park, and there weren't that many people there. Now, we're in Paladero Canyon, outside of Amarillo.
There are a lot of people.
I mean, it's still a gorgeous canyon.
On our hike this morning, we didn't see many people for the first 5 miles, but we left early.
And by the end of it, well, also we were coming back on the most popular trail in the park.
Yes,
And
the Lighthouse Trail is very, very popular for good reason. It is beautiful.
And then it's been cold at night, so we actually tried our heat for the first time.
And there was frost on the windows this morning.
Which is really impressive if you've lived in the South your whole life. We might need to get an ice scraper.
An ice scraper?
It's a tool that you...
Like for making ice sculptures?
Sort of. Do you scrape the ice off your...
Like in Frozen, they have the little picks at the beginning. So, Jason.
So, Tamara.
What is your favorite thing about living in the van so far?
I don't know my favorite thing. I have a few things I've been surprised by. When you camp, you end up going to sleep and waking up with kind of the sun. We've been going to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Then we try to watch TV. We've been trying to watch Squid Game, but Tamara gets through about 20 minutes of an episode and then she gets tired and goes to sleep.
My favorite thing about the van is our mattress topper. It is very, very comfy. I fall asleep very quickly.
So far, Tamara, what is your least favorite things about the van?
Oh, we track in dirt, like, really fast. We'll, like, sweep out dirt, and then tomorrow there'll just be another pile of dirt by the front door, even if we're dusting our shoes off and doing all the things that, you know, you should do to keep dirt out of the car.
We have a giant bug net to get in, but every time we open the door to come in and out, a bunch of dust and a bunch of bugs all come in.
What's your least favorite thing?
Probably how easy it is to hit your head and leg and knee and other things on everything. I'm not bothered by the small confined space of the van. Sometimes.
Also showers. We haven't been doing much of that recently.
It's very easy to forget and accidentally whack your... Especially, there's a shelf above the cab. If you don't remember to duck when you're going into the cab to sit
Quack!
down... What?
Duck.
Or you will hit your head. Oh, actually, no. I just realized my actual least favorite thing
about... You can't have two least favorite
I
things.
can have a least... We have one shelf that the latch doesn't work properly. When we're driving, it will open and everything in it will spill to the ground. So this one right above the kitchen right here. But, anywho, that's my least favorite. Yes.
I just remembered something we didn't say about Paladero.
What's that?
It's terrifying to drive down.
Oh, yes. It reminded me of videos of that highway in Argentina that's like the death highway or something.
There are big buses down here, though, so I don't know how they do it. I think that's all we have to say. Can we eat dinner now?
I wanted to shout out the restaurant we went to in Amarillo because it was really good. Yellow City Street Food. It's not an entirely vegan place, but they had a bunch of stuff and...
It was really, really good.
Yeah, the burger and the tacos were so good. And then we got there as it opened at 5:30, and by the time we ate our dinner and left, the parking lot was overflowing.
So other people like it too.
Yeah.
So if you're in Amarillo, go to Yellow City Street Food. Tomorrow, what are we doing, Jason?
We are leaving Texas and going to a state that neither of us have ever been to, except for Tamara, for work. We're going to New Mexico. I think it's like 4 hours to Roswell.
Yeah. So we're leaving Texas. How do we end the video? We could have like a catchphrase that we say to end the video. How about those bison?
Squirt! How about those bison?
Because there were bison at Cap Rock. Thumper wants to be in the video. That's all, folks.
He's not Porky Pig.
Bye.
Bye. Go, little beetle, go. You can get the dung up the hill. Oh, you fell.